there is a rising incidence of children of well-to-do families taking to crime. This is because too much focus is on development of functional competencies and their assessment through exams, and too little or no focus on orientation and lifestyle development. Right? We as a trainer have not synthesized the key parameters of holistic development. We have trapped ourselves into thinking about functional competencies only. That functional competency, the example that we gave of Arjun, about his functional competencies. Now, for an organizational training, we have got to find out as to why there is need for formal training in the organizations. This is the first reason, I think. The jobs of routine, clerical, and repetitive natures are best learned while actually doing it, but there are many limitations of on-the-job training. We all know that as a clerk, you are supposed to type letters and other documents, and the more you practice, the more you type, the more accurate and faster you will be able to do that. Or any other job which is purely routine clerical in nature, which are repetitive in nature, the more you do, the better you will become in terms of your expertise. Because here on the job, a person learns only how of a job and not why of a job. Now, these two questions, why of a job and how of a job, is very, very important. How that you tend to do, you learn it, you practice it, but why nobody tells you. And this has led to quite a lot of problem with those people who are doing routine clerical jobs. Their fatigue level happens to be very, very high. Their deep motivation level happens to be very, very low. Job alienation is supposed to be very, very high in those people. And therefore, if you want to eliminate those alienation from the job and you want to keep them motivated, you must learn why of the job. That is, where exactly, how are they contributing to the achievement of organizational objective? How important is their job, that they have got to learn, and how their job is contributing. There are jobs which involve certain concepts. There are jobs that are too complicated to be given to a newcomer, and therefore it cannot be learned on the job. So all freshers joining an organization, or even if you are not a fresher, but the job given to you is absolutely new, what you need is that you must be trained for that. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it. We also find that the job contents or the methods of performing the job is changing very, very fast because of knowledge explosion, because of innovations, environmental changes, pressures from the competitors. We also find that the knowledge life cycle has shortened. We also find that newer methods are being found out every day for doing the job better, and you cannot learn it until you are exposed to that kind of a scenario, and that is only possible through training. We also find that when organization wishes to give futuristic orientation to people, their ability to look beyond their current jobs and how they must adapt itself to these anticipated changes. And what we find is that training is the answer. We in the beginning said that every employee of the organization have to be proactive employee. They must prepare themselves. We also said that in today's environment, you have to be experts, but not expert of one area alone. You have to be multi-skilled people and expert of multiple areas, so that if jobs in one area dries, you can always be located into other areas without much training or anything. Or you are going to be promoted, and then also you will need this kind of a thing. We also find that skills in certain areas such as innovativeness, planning, human relations, and analysis of data needs specialized skills which cannot be learned on the job. For this purpose, what you need is training has to be imparted. Now, if we find that these are the reasons why we have got to provide training, what we need is that training should not be on ad hoc basis. It has to be a need-based training. Therefore, we need to identify the needs. The effectiveness of training function is heavily dependent upon effectiveness of processes used to identify training needs. This is first critical step on the road to competence building or competence development and performance enhancement of people in the organizations. We also find that an inadequacy in identifying the training needs will lead to disastrous results because traditionally training needs analysis got integrated into the yearly appraisal form on examining form after form in companies ranging from textile companies to technology companies to say direct marketing companies. We find that appraisal process is focused on attribute assessment. A column follows on the training needs. Logically, this seems to be the correct way of doing things. Now, the appraisal formats, as we said, asks you as to what will make your job better. And if we know exactly as to how the job will be made better, who knows it better than the person himself or herself as to what deficiency they have and how to overcome that deficiency. That gives the appraiser an idea as to where some kind of training has to be provided. So that is the first step, apart from the assessment of the supervisors that is there. So what we find is that if you look at the correlation between attribute assessment and actual performance of the person is a question mark. This is visible in large amount of heartburn among the employee after appraisal process is over. Thus, attribute assessment puts us on the wrong track from the word go. The subsequent training needs identified, even if we follow the process vigorously, would be incorrect. This is because just following what an individual employee says is not good enough, and therefore it has to be followed up by other types of identification that has to be done within the organization. And what we find is that therefore we have got to go through various steps. Now, those steps will be followed starting with the supervisor's assessment. It will be the head of the department who will give the direction as to what kind of move the organization is taking in future, where they are going to go, how much of production has to be increased, which new product line has to be there. And therefore what we find that responding to queries and process of identifying leadership competencies said, we identify them in consultation with the line managers. This is a good statement of intention, but it conveys little about the quality of the process of consultation. Now, therefore, what we need to look at is there are various terms which we should not confuse with. For example, we look at the needs assessment, we look at the needs analysis, we look at the training needs assessment, and we look at the training requirement analysis. All these have to be there, and this all has to be done because one will not suffice. Let us look at the difference between training needs assessment and training needs assessment. The means by which this end will be achieved is to define the terms training needs assessment, and training needs assessment, consequently showing that the last term is an oxymoron, a contradictory juxtaposition of concepts that is too common and comfortable to the years of the human performance improvement personnel. We also find that Rosset defined training needs assessment as a systematic study of problem or innovation, incorporating data and opinions from variety of sources in order to make effective decisions or recommendations about what should happen next. The definition is a sound one for needs assessment. The confusion arises due to trying to, concept of training to the definition of needs assessment that Rosset talks about. We also find that, in conclusion, the training needs assessment is an oxymoron, though the most popular definition of the solution is it is clearly shrouded in warning that training may not be solution. It is misleading to use training in the title if it is not part of the effective and efficient solution 80% of the time. Therefore, we recommend that the use of term needs assessment, which should be followed by needs analysis, that is there. And therefore, we said we have to have steer clear of the term training needs assessment and not confuse needs with wants, and differentiate between ends and means that is there. Now, the need is necessary because our education system has a greater focus on learning analytical skill. It is on learning logic, etc. Right? But when we look at this is important for technical education, which is more structured. Therefore, need analysis, the training needs are analyzed depending on skill required, performance appraisal, and the manager's recommendation. The three groups of information that is needed, that is the skill required, performance appraisal, where individuals have got to provide details about what they need and the level of performance that is there, and the recommendation of the manager that is also very, very important. So we have to do a skill analysis where skill gap bridging will be done. Training is related skill, case tools, reskilling requirements for future enhancement of employee knowledge, etc. has to be done. And skill upgradation is advanced training in a particular skill or training on advanced vision. Skill broadening will be multi-skilling, and then manager's recommendation on behavioral and personal development training, and then there can be role-based project management, quality training, etc. So it all depends as to what exactly do we want, and depending on that, we will be, assessing the needs for training. As we said, if it is a skill broadening, that will be for multi-skilling of the individual. That has to be kept in mind. But whatever we do, the training has to be proactive and linked to the business strategy and vision of the organization. Some people say it is with the mission, but it is not the mission, but vision of the organization that it has to be linked at. Over the years, most organizations have started laying a strong emphasis on training and development. Historically, training was a ritual or fancy in medium and large organizations. But today, what we find that it has gained momentum, preparing working group to adapt to the fast changing demands in a competitive business environment is needed. Now, if we look at the training practices that is available, we find that identifying the training needs by focusing on future efficiencies and the business requirement is what we are looking at. We will also be familiarization program for the new joinees, which is there. We also have comprehensive induction program for the new joinees, that is the freshers. We have got management development program for the middle management without formal management degree, although the number of these people are less today. Mandatory quality training for all employees have to be given because quality is meant for everybody. It is not only for a particular group. We also find that technical training programs for software professionals based on project requirements that will be there, an orientation program for employee heading for an overseas assignment because we have got to do that. And when they return, there has to be orientation, reorientation again. A post-training development plan that includes comprehensive evaluation, thorough refresher course, and quizzes that has to be given to them. The second last point where we said the orientation program for employees heading for an overseas assignment that has to be done. Along with that, when they return, the expats, when they return to their country, they have got to be repatriated, and we need again the orientation program so that they adapt to the home environment once again, because it becomes very, very difficult when the expats return home, they have to be repatriated. We also find that the training needs are analyzed depending on skill required, performance appraisal, and the manager's recommendation that we have seen in past. So we'll do a skill analysis, skill bridging, reskilling. We have seen this slide before. Performance appraisal, skill upgradation, skill broadening, and we have got to do the manager's recommendation and behavioral and personal development training that is part of this training development process that has to be done. Now, training practices, if you look at, we have got training instructions, training infrastructure, training administration. On the other side, we have technical skill training, quality training, and soft skill training that is being provided. And for all 6 types of training, what we need is that we have got to analyze which particular group or people or group of people needs which particular type of training that is based on the needs. The objective of training, therefore, is orientation training. It is training to cope with present and future organizational needs. It is for better on-the-job performance. It is for training to build up an inventory as a second line as for succession planning purposes. We have got training to learn critical and exceptional skills, as we discussed. Now, all these would be achieved if we have got a need-based training provided. Now, if you look at the methodology that is there, the training methodology, we have got 2 sets of information here. We have got desired pattern and we have got existing pattern which are there. On the left side that we are looking at just now is the existing pattern that we have. I'll run through one after the other. Some problem, I don't know. So the desired pattern of training that is needed actually is that training has to be need-based rather than an ad hoc basis. Pedagogy should be the training methodology, and thrust should be on multi-skilling. Attitude and behavioral training and reorientation have to be provided. It should be planned investment for future. Data-based approach of needs assessment has to be done, and trainer should be as change agent rather than a coordinator. Whereas the existing pattern, that is what is normally available in majority of organizations in third world countries, although it is changing, is that training is provided on ad hoc basis. It is andragogy is the training methodology that is there. We have got focus on knowledge and skill rather than multi-skilling. Focus is on technical skill mostly as far as the training is concerned. A cost-centered approach is there where a budget is available and that has to be spent before the 31st of March. Right? So you have got large number of training being organized in majority of institutions in India towards the end of the year, especially in the month of January, February, and March. Simple evaluation is being done. That is first level evaluation, and it is treated as a ritual. We also find that training needs assessment is done on ad hoc basis rather than on a systematic scientific basis that is there. And trainer is called a coordinator. So whosoever is organizing the training, they are called coordinator, not the change agent as we said we have, right? If you have any question on this, please feel free to ask me now. Else I will move to another topic.
Sir, in the objective of training, so there's a point of training inventory as a second line. So what that mean? Could not understand. What is inventory as second line?
You are talking about this particular
Yes, sir.
point,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Training to build up an inventory as a second line. Right. See, this second line, we said, I use the term, you have got to prepare people for succession planning, right?
Yes, sir.
You have to prepare people for succession planning. That means if you are working as an assistant manager, you have to be promoted as a manager, or you will
Yes,
have
yes.
to be given additional responsibility in the same area. That is, there will be horizontal as well as vertical expansion that will take place, horizontal or vertical promotions that will be there, right? Now, if you are not prepared beforehand, what will you do in the higher position? You will not be able to justify the jobs of the higher position until and unless you have been trained for it. So sometimes it is the responsibility of your boss to train you for succession, right? Similarly, it is the responsibility of the organization to train every employee for taking up future assignments or the new roles that they are going to play. This is what is emphasized here, to build up an inventory as a second line, right?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Anything else that you want to know?
No,
Anything
sir.
else that you want to know? Please. Feel free. Right. Is it visible? Is this visible, please? Hello?
No, sir. It's stuck.
It's not visible.
So list
Okay, no problem.
is visible.
Huh? List is
PPT is not visible. Only the folder is visible.
List is visible.